for the first time, the Cavs are in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2018, and Donovan Mitchell will join us shortly. Welcome on into the lounge at Stage 11. I'm Taylor Rooks with BG, Dirk, Steve, and UD. Cleveland has done it. Did we think we'd be sitting here right now after a complete domination by the Cavaliers? Is this what we saw, UD?
I had no clue what I was going to see from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I knew they were the better team on paper, but when it came down to the grit, the physicality, all the games, the game in between the game, I didn't know if they were going to be able to pull it out. But I have to give credit. To them. I have to give credit to the coaching staff. They were intent. When I talked about intent, they were very intentional, getting in the paint. They got defensively, they shut down the paint for Detroit. Offensively, they got in the paint for themselves. The ball moved. They did what they were supposed to do. This is how you come in, and this is how you take advantage, and this is how you win a Game 7 on the road and shut everybody up, including me. I have nothing to say.
31-point win, the largest in a Game 7 in Cavs franchise history. I mean, what did you see about how they came out hot and they stayed hot?
To be honest, they didn't really start the game that way. They looked like they were a little bit timid. They were trying to figure it out. And then somewhere around the 3-4 minute mark, or 3 minutes into the game, 4 minutes into the game, they got some offensive rebounds, the activity, the movement. I loved what I saw from the bigs because they were just constantly moving, you know, and at times we've seen that Cavs offense get a little bit stagnant, but they are at their best when there's not just ball movement. Like everybody thinks about offense and making the defense go from side to side as ball movement, it's player movement as well. They were all over the court. The guards did such a good job of breaking down Detroit's perimeter defense, getting into the lane, making passes, kicking out, making threes. They were just doing it all, and it was just movement. It was activity. And, you know, when this Cleveland team does that, they're a much, much different team.
Yeah, I mean, I think Detroit's identity is physicality, right? And I wanted to see, you know, this Cavs team match that physicality by being strong and decisive with the ball to not turn it over. They only had 11 turnovers tonight, which I think was the best night of their series. And then rebounding. They kept them to 10 offensive rebounds, so they were able to control some of the possession metrics. And I just think that that message permeated throughout their team where they were like, we're going to be tougher tonight. We're going to play tougher. We didn't see that in Game 6. That's why we were up here like, what are we going to expect from this team tonight? Yeah. Tonight they came to play. They brought it. I think tactically, I think they brought it with their mentality and their mojo, and I think that's why they had a runaway win.
Yeah, I thought the Cavs had a great game plan, get in the paint early and often, get the bigs involved, get some dunks. I go the other way, though. We did not see Detroit basketball tonight. They did not be aggressive. They didn't hack. They didn't turn the Cavs over like they were all series long. That means they didn't get in transition. They didn't get any fast break points. They didn't get any points in the paint. So everything was they had to take the ball out, walk it up. And as we know, all season long, their half-court offense at times is tough, where they have to walk it up. It's a lot of Cade, a lot of isoing, and he didn't really have the touch tonight. A lot of step backs, didn't really get in the paint. Nobody else really created room for himself and make threes. So it was a tough night for them, but it started with the Cavs getting in the lane, making the Detroit take the ball out all the time and walk the ball up, and that's what you saw tonight. They were struggling to score.
We are going to hear from Donovan Mitchell shortly, but I think first we really got to give it up to Sam Merrill.
Merrill.
Big
Yes, he
game
is.
for Sam Merrill. 23 points off the bench, making 5 of the Cavs' 10 threes. I mean, showed up huge.
I mean, this is huge. And when you talk about a guy like Sam Merrill making shots, that's all predicated off the ball movement. They're not running no plays for Sam Merrill. They're not putting it in his hands, telling him to go to work. When Sam Merrill gets, how many threes? 10 threes? Well, 8 threes and 10 shots. That means the ball is moving. It is flying around. And that is a byproduct of just the great ball movement and getting in the paint. Getting in the paint. Detroit was so good with getting those interior passes and getting those hands on the interior passes. And I think, like you said, Dirk, that was not a Detroit defense that we're used to accustomed seeing. You were giving up paint points and giving up threes. So you gave them everything tonight.
So what do you all feel was the effect of Max Strus starting and how maybe that energized Sam and Dean Wade?
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to tell what, like maybe he pushed a button to get Sam Merrill and Dean Wade to play well off the bench. But, you know, the reality is I think they saw Strus was such a competitor throughout the series. He spaces the floor. He fights defensively. If I can get him more minutes, maybe we have a better chance to win a Game 7 on a one-off. So you start him to give him more opportunity to get those minutes. But really, you know, I'm not sure that was a meaningful pattern. I think, you know, those two guys played great off the bench, and Strus was his normal self tonight, although he didn't shoot the ball great.
Yeah, there was multiple games this series where it looked like Max Strus was the only guy really playing with any fire, and
yeah,
that could
he
have
won them some games.
Yeah, that could have really just been it. And UD and I were talking about it before the game, but for a coach to make that move, hopefully he went to Dean Wade and said, "Hey, this isn't because you're not getting it done for us. I just got to find a spark. We got to do something in Game 7." And credit to Dean Wade for coming out and being, contributing. He rebounded well, made his first 2 shots. It's not always easy to do, especially in the playoffs, like Game 14 of the playoffs, where you're like, oh, I just got pulled from the starting lineup. I know that happened in the first round, but just keeping your head on straight and coming in and producing and giving hustle. But to me, Merrill, we see the shots, right? That was fantastic, but he took a charge. He was flying after loose balls, getting on the floor. He was doing those extra things.
He took a charge, all right.
Yeah, that should have been like 2 charges. To be honest, the kid almost went through the floor. Ran over. But that's what Cleveland's going to need, and that's what they're going to need. When they go play the Knicks, they're going to have to just fight and scrap. They can't have these games where they just come out and look like they don't care that much.
Yeah. Now, Donovan Mitchell scored or assisted on 43 points for the Cavs tonight. They needed him to show up. He absolutely did. What did you see from their start, Dirk?
Yeah, he was incredible attacking early and often, and that's why I thought I was confused with Detroit's defense, because it felt like he got in the lane whatever he wanted. Here he got a matchup. They always hunt for the Duncan Robinson matchup, obviously, but he attacked here. He goes by Reed for a layup. Felt like Detroit's pick and roll coverage was not as tight as it always is, kind of keeping the ball in front, trapping in active hands in the pocket, get some steals, the pre-rotation, taking the pocket pass away. It was just too open for me, and give Spider credit. He was incredible all night long, and like Jared Allen said, he got in the paint. He got the bigs involved early. They had more dunks than I've seen Detroit defense give up. So constantly pressure on the paint, get in there, and then he got some shots to go too. So he was incredible, setting the tone and really getting in there and making stuff happen.
All right, let's check in with Detroit and JB Bickerstaff at the podium.
It's not disappointing with tonight's effort.
It's not the effort, right? I'm not disappointed in these guys in the least bit. Obviously not the way we would have liked it to gone, but I'll never be disappointed in their effort. They gave us what they had. The Cavs just outplayed us tonight, and you give them credit for it.
Coach, I'm along those same lines. What is your biggest takeaway about this team with everything that you guys accomplished this season?
This team is awesome, and they're a special group of guys. I couldn't be more appreciative of how they allow us to coach them, work with them every single day, the spirit they carry, their willingness to grow, their willingness to sacrifice. And it's a special group. And, again, I can't be more thankful than to be a part of this and to be able to work with these guys.
JB, defense has been the name of the game for you guys this season. What did you feel like was missing, and particularly, defending the post against Allen?
It was more like, he got the ball in his spots off the glass and things like that. But we knew, they had X-Factor guys that had the ability to contribute, not just, not that he's an X-Factor, he's an all-star, but like, Sam Merrill early in the game, Jared Allen, on the boards and playing. So we knew it was going to be a tough series and a tough test for us. But just like we did last year, we'll learn from it. We'll put it in our pocket. We'll get better from it. And next year we'll grow and be a better team.
JB, in the third quarter, the cameras